Hi, I'm Bob. My wife Lisa and I are the owners of the B-Skep. I'm the chatterbug, so Lisa's doing the camera work. In this video, I'd like to talk about using a gripper frame. The B-Skep makes and sells their own gripper frames for punch needle and gripper frames for rug punching and rug hooking. Now you might ask, why use a gripper frame when an embroidery hoop is less expensive? Well, if your punch needle project has fine detail in it, then the pattern needs to be drum tight while you're punching to get those nice crisp details. While embroidery hoop works perfectly well for doing punch needle projects, the main issue is that the pattern in the embroidery hoop will loosen as you're working on the project. Some embroidery hoops are advertised as non-slip, but even those, the pattern will eventually loosen. The gripper frame holds your project tight when you start the project, and it stays tight while you're working on the project. Now, two things you need to remember when doing a punch needle project. The weaver's cloth on the pattern needs to be drum tight, and the pattern needs to be straight before you start punching. As I tell people when we do demos, if you punch it out of whack, it won't go back. A project that's punched out of square or out of round will almost be impossible to fit into a frame. So let's begin with putting a pattern on a frame. Remember, pattern has to be straight and drum tight. Lay the pattern over the gripper frame and align the borders of the pattern with the sides of the gripper. See where that's kind of in line with that border. Now, holding the opposite sides of the pattern, stretch the pattern, pulling outward and downward, and stretch it over the frame. Turn it, and do the same for the other two sides. Now, hold the pattern up to the light to see if it's pretty much centered on the frame. You don't want to run into the frame while you're punching. Now, go around the gripper one more time and pull it nice and tight, keeping it square. If there's any little odd curves on your pattern, get it all nice and straight. And when you're done, you want your pattern nice and drum tight, and now you're ready to start punching. Now, a question I often get from people is, what if my pattern is longer than my gripper frame? Can I put the finished part of the project over the grippers? Now, as you can see, this project is longer than the grippers. So we've done part of the project, and now again I'm going to put it over, and I'm going to put the finished part of the project over the grippers, and I'm going to push them in to seat them into the grippers. Now I'm going to take it and I'm going to pull in the other direction. Now, in doing this, I'm seating these loops into the gripper frame. I'm going to pull the other side nice and tight. Pull this side nice and tight, get it square. Oops, get a little bit of a curve here. Okay, I'm drum tight again. I'm out of the way of my frame, and I'm ready to finish the project. When you're done with the project, you loosen the backing from the side that doesn't have any loops in it. Okay, these three sides don't have any loops, that's fine. And now, working from the underside of the project, you're going to push the project out and back over the grippers. And the project comes out, no damage to the project. As you can see, the grippers all go in one direction. So you can just slide the project over the gripper frame and get it seated and be able to finish your project. Now, the B-Skep makes and sells gripper frames in a 9x9, a 12x12, and a 13x13 inch size. And these can be found by clicking on the supplies tab on our website and then selecting the punch needle supplies. So now let's talk about the rug punching and rug hooking gripper frames. Now, because the backing material for rug punching and rug hooking is thicker than that for punch needle, the grippers have to be heavier and more spread out so the grippers will hold the fabric. Gripper frames sold by the B-Skep have three important features. Number one, they're made with high quality gripper strips. Number two, they can be taken apart easily and put back together, no tools needed. And this is great if you're traveling and you want to bring a frame with you, you want to bring your rug hooking, your rug punching with you, but you don't want to have to fill up a suitcase with a frame. And number three, the parts are interchangeable, so that these two parts can be replaced with two of these, so that you have a long, narrow frame, and get a rectangular frame instead of just a square frame. So you can build your own frame size, and that's why we called it a Build-A-Frame. Also, our Build-A-Frames are great if you're just starting out and want to see if you like doing rug hooking, rug punching before you invest in a more expensive frame. Now, using the rug punching, rug hooking gripper frame is the same as using a punch needle gripper frame. You lay the pattern over the frame, try to line it up with the edges of the frame. Pull the two sides, bring it outward and down off of this side. Check it to make sure that it's kind of centered on the project. You don't want to run into the frame or have the frame in your way when you're rug hooking. And then you go back and you tighten the pattern up. And you can see where I'm pulling some of the little curves out of the pattern and getting it nice and straight. Remember, straight and tight. And now you're ready to start punching, you're ready to start hooking. Now the B-Skep makes and sells gripper frames for rug punching and rug hooking in a 9-inch, 13-inch, and 15-inch size. The 9x9 frame is perfect for any of our 7x7 rug punching kits. The 13x13 will hold a 12-inch by 12-inch project. 15x15 will hold a 14x14 project. And if you combine the 13-inch parts and the 15-inch parts, it makes a frame that's perfect for our 11x14 rug punching dogs and cat kits. I hope you've enjoyed this video and it's provided you with some information. And please visit our website at www.thebskep.com.